It's actually working now.
It's actually working.
It's actually working.
It's actually working.
It's actually working. I've got it recording.
And it is actually recording.
Yes, it's
recording.
recording.
And it's actually working.
Actually recording.
This time.
This time it's working.
Properly working.
It's properly working.
It is
yes.
properly working.
Okay then.
Good.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes.
Good.
After you.
Well, welcome to probably the first. No, definitely the first.
Definitely the first. Yes. We haven't tried this before.
No. First episode of Drink Along with Sweetchunks.
Yes.
Where we essentially sit and drink
A lot.
whilst playing drinking games
Yes.
to us talking
Yes. So it's
about pretty much everything.
Yes, the alcoholism is basically lubricating the conversation. isn't it?
Haha, putting it to work.
Putting it to work. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
'Cause
Quite.
Alcoholism needs to pay the rent sometimes.
It does. It
Because
needs to-
I'm not entirely sure what it contributes to my relationship with myself, other than making me a lot better dancer.
Well, it makes us have a good time together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It brings our friendship close together because we need each other because everyone else has abandoned us
Again.
again and again and again. Hmm.
So what are you drinking, Stu?
What
have
am
you
I
got
drinking?
there?
I'm drinking gin.
Gin. Good.
Gin.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Nice different choice there.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd keep things exactly the same as I always do, which
Yep.
is a straight line of gin, pretty much. Not like a line of gin on the table or anything, but I mean, it's liquid gin. It's not solid gin that I'm snorting off the table or
Could you
anything.
do that?
Don't know. That wasn't me sniffing gin, by the way. That's just I have a horrific cold. So I'm going to be sniffing away and sneezing a lot. But, you know, that's what I'm bringing to the table. What about you? What are you bringing to the table?
I've decided to branch out, and whether this will go well or not depends to be seen. I'm drinking red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine. What kind of red wine?
Red wine.
Red wine.
Yes.
So, anything you want to elaborate on that kind of wine?
Honestly, no. I literally went to the shop and grabbed red wine
Right.
because I've never really drunk red wine or wine or wine. So I've never really drunk wine.
So this is
I've
now
definitely
wine.
never been drunk on wine.
Right.
So I decided to see what happens. So I've
Wine.
seen my wife put away several bottles of the stuff. I decided to try it. I thought, I'm going to need more than one bottle. So I have a red wine.
Cool. Right. So that's the beginning section, which we've decided to call Surviving Dry January, by talking about like how we're going to survive it. Because the best way to survive it is by not doing it.
Honestly, I've been drinking cumulatively for the last 6 months. I think if I, to borrow a quote from Archer, stop drinking for an entire month, the cumulative hangover would probably kill me.
Yeah. It's like possibly slowing down a spaceship before going into Mars, because if you put the handbrake on after travelling like close to the speed of light or whatever, we're travelling on drinking terms.
You're just going to flip it right over.
You're going to flip right over. My skull's going to pour out of my face through the windscreen, and then I'm just going to smash into Mars.
Yep. This is the perils of not drinking.
Not drinking. That's what not drinking will do.
Also,
your skull will come through your face if you stop drinking in January.
Yeah. Not to belittle those people who are doing dry January, but I don't want to turn into one of those smug bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so I can't drink, I'm doing dry January.
Yeah, just do it.
But why? January's bad enough. Why make yourself more sad?
Unless the way it's a positive spin on not having any money.
I wouldn't really call that a positive spin. It's just depressing.
It is
You're trying to
depressing.
kid yourself that you're not, like, poor. We're
Well,
all
it's like
poor.
saying, I'm
This
not-
is why I'm drinking wine.
What, because you're positing a positive spin on being poor? Sorry, I faded out then for a second and completely didn't pay attention to what you were saying.
Well, I figured, going back to the wine, is
Yeah.
that
I just saw the
it
little
makes
pinky
me-
come up when
yeah,
you lifted that
makes
wine
me
up.
look
Little tiny pinky came up there, everyone.
It makes me look
Beautiful.
a lot classier drinking wine than
It does.
bottles. Well, it would if I wasn't drinking it out of a whiskey tumbler,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
because I don't actually own any wine glasses.
Well, technically, they're my glasses because they're in my flat. Well, they are. I'm talking about us, like we're in the third person. Oh, is it? Is they? Is that?
we a
It's
they?
not third person, is it? If I say they, meaning us, is that third person? It's not. Is
It
it?
is third person.
Is it?
They were drinking in Stuart's flat.
Good point. It was. So I've been referring to ourselves in the third person.
Yes.
But they are my drinking glasses, and I don't have any wine glasses. Well, I do. I have several. Well, Lily has several, and she won't let me have them because she's in the corner of the room, drinking out of the. Well, hello, love. It's not wave. It's not a radio. It's radio thing. You have to say hello.
People are going to start thinking you made her up.
Yeah.
Like you might have made her up.
Is that why you're not speaking now, just to stay out of it, aren't you? Oh, the bitch. So we're not getting any help from my wife then.
There's no one actually there.
Ash, don't do that. Right, so your invisible, non-existing wife is about to come through the door and pick you up and take you home then?
No.
What?
I'm getting a bus.
You're getting a bus.
What is wrong with you?
I think I might have had
Are
a
you having
stroke.
some kind of mental break? Do you
Possibly.
smell toast?
No, I think I made toast. Unless, of course, by making toast, I actually thought I was having some kind of a stroke and gave myself a toast-induced nervous breakdown.
Oh, would be ironic, wouldn't it? Just get there as the paramedics turn up, you're shouting, "I can smell toast." They run all the tests for a stroke, and then turns out you're just nuts.
Just completely balmy.
Like, off your head on toast.
I'm tripping balls.
This man has been mainlining toast for the last 12 hours. He's ground up the crumbs and is injecting them into his arteries.
I like to think what I would do is I would just bash up the crust, put it in a line, snort that bad boy.
You're all about snorting things today,
Snorting
apparently.
the crust.
Snorting gin,
Yeah.
snorting toast.
All of the toast. Oh, I just thought for a second, I actually disgusted myself a little bit then.
Pour some into your nose.
What?
Pour some into your nose.
What, the gin?
Yeah.
This is going to sting, isn't
Yeah, right. Snort it. Literally. Go on.
Yeah.
Why would you actually do that?
Because it's funny. I will do anything if it's funny. Oh. Yeah, seriously, that actually hurt.
Yeah, there's gin all over your face.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, other than doing that,
It's
I
like an
disgusted
help with the
myself earlier on. Because, well, in that slight tangent about snorting toast, I thought for a second, all about snorting raw toast. Wait, that's bread. Anyway, so I like the word. I'm using that from now on.
Yep.
I thought, what about snorting raw toast? And then I thought, that's disgusting. What kind of a sad act would do that? It'd be all like floppy and rubbish. You do real toast.
You clearly smoke raw toast.
You smoke raw toast.
You can't snort it.
Is it
It's
like-
far too bready.
It's too squidgy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets stuck. And
So-
then
oh my
next thing
God.
you know, you've got a yeast infection up your nose and a sinus that you really don't want. It's incredibly hard to explain to a doctor.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that that's a prime place to grow any form of yeast, whether it's an infection or just decide to grow bits
Wait,
of
you were
bread.
talking
in your
about
nose.
noses or bread? Because, yes, bread is an ideal place to
I
grow
was, saying,
yeast.
I was going for nose, but yeah, both would work, strange enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the perfect sort of like temperature and everything to grow tiny bits of bread in your nose, and then the drug bread circle would continue on forever. I was just also thinking, what would happen if you got some? So we're using the raw toast.
Oh my
as
God.
like squidgy. Put
That
it in a
makes
tortilla.
the Atkins diet rehab. I
I
think I've just blown my own mind.
I'm sorry. I made a weird noise, and that wasn't because I was blown away. I was
Too
indifferent.
much toast.
It's just I'm still tripping balls on toast. But I just thought, yeah, if you get like squidgy bread and then put it in a tortilla, it's like a blunt, toasty blunt.
You don't know how bloods work, do you?
No, I really don't.
No. No, it's not.
No. How would you describe a blunt using
A
bread?
toast blunt.
Yeah.
It would be like wrapping paper. No, like baking paper. Not wrapping paper. Why would you use wrapping paper?
It would look
I'm
great.
still stuck on Christmas.
It would look very, very festive.
It's a very festive bread-based
Toast.
blunt,
Yes.
which you then smoke.
Well, you could smoke a tortilla.
Well, you could, yeah, and that's just another form of it. I mean, that's thin bread. That's for you when you want to smuggle bread across the border. You use a tortilla. You wrap it around your legs, tape it in place.
Yeah. Or
Then, if you get patted down, they're not going to feel it.
if you get arrested with a loaf of bread, I mean that's clearly that's possession with intent. But if you got a tortilla wrap, that's just sort of personal use, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you need to be carrying a hell of a lot of tortillas
A lot of
set
tortillas.
set up some kind of illegal burrito enterprise.
Oh, but is it one of those things where you could technically buy in this strange dystopian world where bread is a narcotic, where if you had a tortilla, you get arrested for personal use tortilla, but the police officer could let you go. But if they found you with rice, meat, spices, and some various vegetables, and then you got the equipment there to make a burrito.
That is tortilla with intent.
Tortillas with
Intent to supply.
Yeah,
So Mexican foods are also a drug now.
yeah. Well, I do love a good burrito.
They are quite drug-like. I've been known to go into comas for days after a particularly fat burrito.
That reminds me. Right, you know that speaking of burritos and stuff, there's a Taco Bell that's opened in Southampton.
Yes.
Other fast food restaurants and Mexican vendors are available, which I did find weird because, joking aside, there are lots of Mexican restaurants, perfectly good places to get burritos and stuff in Southampton.
Yeah, there are loads. They've been for yonks.
For yonks, and it's a place where you can get lots of Mexican food, but there's a Taco Bell, and there was literally a queue out around the door for several days. Well, constantly people going. Have you been? Well, there's two questions. Isn't that mental? And two, have you been in there yet?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, it's mental. I can kind of understand the hype because, Taco Bells are a big thing in the States.
Yeah.
And we don't have them over here.
Yeah.
Well, except one.
Everywhere else.
Actually, you can't talk. We played a gig in Barnsley.
Yeah.
And we all got really excited when we found a Taco Bell.
We did. We didn't go in there, though.
No, we didn't because,
Because we were excited by the 24-hour Greggs.
yeah, that was amazing.
That's mind-blowing. There's a 24-hour... She is really there. There is a 24-hour Greggs
That's it, try and
in
explain it
Barnsley
away.
Town Centre. You can literally get all of their baked goods all day and all of the night, just like the Kinks said they would. That's what I think that song's about.
Yeah, that song was clearly about Greg's.
Is that all day and all night? all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, Greg's, pastries.
Oh, Greg's and all of the pies.
No. There you go. There's a song for a certain band that shall not be named to do. Now, with the Taco Bell thing, I was trying to make a point, but I've forgotten about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Just trying to recapture the point. It's getting away from me like a tiny butterfly. Oh, that was it. No, the only reason I know anything about Taco Bell is the Demolition Man.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
It survives the.
I made a Demolition Man joke at work the other day, and it just no one got it.
Because some people are just fucking Philistines, Ashley. That's why. Do you want to share with us the
I can't remember what it was. I realised as I said that it's great and interesting conversation when I'm like, yeah, I did this. It was great. No one got it. I can't remember what it is. Quite unremarkable, but it was great.
This is the sort of thing I should definitely remember for any kind of podcast.
Exactly, yeah.
But I won't remember any of the details of the actual anecdote. But never mind. I'm slightly confused. Where were we?
What were you even talking about?
I don't know.
We were told to stay away from the sea.
Yeah.
And those idiots went to the sea.
Yes.
Those people driving cars at the sea.
At the sea.
Getting run down by the water.
To be fair, driving a car at most things normally, is symbolic for your dislike for it. Perhaps these people had been hurt by the sea.
Fuck you, sea!
Exactly.
Ah! Yeah.
Had been hurt by the sea before. Maybe the sea had stolen their girlfriend when they were a teenager, and they'd been waiting for this entire time to get their own back on the sea. And then they realised, wait, I've got a car. The sea's huge. You can't possibly miss it. I'm gonna fuck the sea up. And they drove their car into the sea, and the sea ultimately won because the sea
always wins. Sometimes wins.
Just because the sea.
Well, because the sea sometimes wins, but then it retreats a little bit, but then it comes back, and then it retreats a bit, and it comes back, and then retreats a bit, and then comes back, and then retreats a bit.
Are you telling me that the sea is some kind of undecided coward?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's like, hurrah! Oh no!
Oh!
Wait! Oh, yeah. What happens if the sea had guns? No, let's move on.
Let's arm the sea.
Let's arm the sea. I, for one, would like to see the sea represented in the world stage as a military superpower.
It is a military superpower. It's killed more people than any other country on the planet.
But it doesn't actually... Can you imagine if the sea was a literal military superpower?
If the sea was benevolent, is what I'm saying. We fear a benevolent, a sentient sea.
We are
destroying the world from its soggy throne.
We're calling on all UN member states to send specialist teams into this unnamed war-torn country. We have a team from Britain who will be sending special operatives, the team from America who will be sending aircraft, and the team from the sea who will be sending wet.
Just purest wet.
Just purest wet. They're going to get in there, get into the terrorist hometown, make everything just that little bit uncomfortably damp.
Well, the problem is there's a main thing that I'm worried about is that the UK or the US or the Russians or anyone would discover that at the bottom of the sea there's a fuck ton of oil, and then they decide that the sea needs liberating from its evil fish overlords and freeing the sea from its oppressors and forcing democracy onto the sea.
Democracy!
Hey! So that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where Atlantis went. It went to give
which brings us nicely into the next
sea.
point of when we put this topic up on Facebook,
yes.
The podcast idea up on Facebook to ask what kind of things we should talk about, despite the fact this is essentially what happens when we
get drunk.
hang out. One of the things that someone wanted to hear, it was us discussing unsolved mysteries. So, I have on my phone a top 10 list. It says top 10, but I mean, some of them are pretty hench. Top 10 list of unsolved mysteries.
Oh, so we're going to give it a bash.
We're going to give it a bash.
Right.
But first, what I'm going to do is I need to refill my wine glass.
Okay.
I worked out we can mic this up.
Right.
Because this is quite a powerful condenser mic. And bear with me 1 second.
Brace your ear rolls, everyone. We're about to hear on this podcast for the first time ever wine being poured into a glass. Hush now. It was beautiful. I'm going to drink it to celebrate.
Putting the mic back onto my highly sophisticated stand. There will be a picture later.
I'm sitting relaxed on my sofa with my tankard in my hand, filled with gin, using a mic stand like a normal person. We didn't have a mic stand.
I kept that red wine in the fridge.
What's that?
So I'm really glad I kept that red wine in the fridge.
You fucking Philistine. You tried to undo it.
It's a booze.
It doesn't, not, right, we'll come back to that in a second, all right? But, so yeah, I've got a stand like a normal human being, and what Ash has fashioned himself is his own DIY stand using a walking stick, and he's holding it up by bunching his knees together. Well, the way that he sat, he looks like someone from Jane Eyre about to sort of discuss the future land holdings of his uncle's farm.
All right, Darcy. You want some wine? Yeah, you love it, you slag.
You've never read Pride and Prejudice, have you?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's about people being proud and other people being bigots. Is it not set in the East End of London in the early 60s?
You're thinking of the Krays.
Oh, but they're similar.
Yes, Ash, they're exactly the fucking same, mate.
I thought they were.
Back to the point you were just saying, wine. Did you get that from the fridge?
Well, yeah, it's an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, but
Pretty
that's
much
red.
every single alcoholic beverage I've ever found you keep in the fridge. So
Apart from real ale? Do you put real ale? You don't put a real ale in the fridge, do you? Please, you don't do that.
I drink things. I don't work out how you.
Fucking hell.
I just
man.
drink things. Like that's what I do. I normally.
You think you know a person? That's fucking. I mean, I don't drink.
Either
stuff,
way,
but wrong.
you know, I think I did. I've seen people get wine out of the fridge, so I put the wine in the fridge.
The white wine goes in the fridge. The red wine is on the side.
Ah, that's why this tastes like arse.
Yeah, possibly. Drink it. There we go. That's your punishment wine now. How's it taste?
Like cold red wine.
I was about to say
Still tastes like wine.
It's just slightly chilled. Actually, Lils, you're the wine expert. Why do you have to have red wine chilled?
What?
Why do you have red wine chilled?
You don't have red wine.
Red wine chilled.
No, I mean, why shouldn't you have red wine chilled?
Because it ruins the flavour.
Does it? Ash, does it ruin the flavour?
It tastes like wine.
Well, Ash doesn't think it ruins the flavour.
That's because he's a Philistine.
Apparently, Ash, you're a Philistine. What do you say to that?
It tastes like wine.
Lily, he says it tastes like wine. What do you say to that?
He doesn't know the difference between different wines.
He says she says you don't know the difference between different wines.
Well, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
I have nowhere to go from here.
She has nowhere to go from here.
And thus making me the winner.
Apparently so.
Yep,
Chin
right.
chin.
No problem.
Yeah.
Drink.
Win. So this big
Yes.
list of 10 mysteries.
Yeah, right. So we're
Right,
going
I'm
to just
excited.
rattle through this as quick as we can.
Okay, yeah, go for it,
Because
yeah.
I have no idea how long we've been talking.
I don't know. Annoyingly, this one does beats. It's 613.2 point. What is this fucking Star Trek?
You're telling me we've been talking for 61 bars, and how can you not work out
616 bars.
616? But how can you not work out recording software by now?
Because I just look at it and bash the buttons till it stops screaming.
That's how you deal with a lot of things.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It
how
really
you
is.
lost your last dog.
I'm not allowed to. I have three. I have three traumatized fish, Mickey, Mitch, and Titch. So that's what I'm living with. They're all psychopathic. They're all watching us weirdly. Actually, two of them have decided they don't want to watch us. But
It's 'cause they hate you.
I am actually being stared at by a goldfish rather
that's
intently.
Mitch.
You can't even tell your own bloody pets apart.
Fuck off. I've got crap eyesight and I'm slightly pissed.
I can't really argue with that.
No, you can't.
Crack on.
That is
Yeah, all right.
So, moving on.
Yes.
Back to
10.
the original point. 10 unsolved mysteries,
Right, let's
apparently.
give it a go.
Okay.
Solve
First
the
one.
shit.
Lost City of Atlantis.
Right. Greece.
Done.
Marvelous. Next
Second one. The Roanoke colony in America. For those of you who don't know, there was a colony in Roanoke, America that overnight just disappeared, and everyone was gone. And the only signs they had left was literally the word Roanoke. Oh, sorry, no. It was what was the word?
Gone to the
Croatoan.
shop.
Croatoan scrawled, carved into a tree. That was the only sign that they'd ever been there.
I heard about this. Isn't it turned out they literally, the locals turn over and goes, why are you guys all dying of shit? And they were like, oh, we got nowhere to live.
Yeah,
Live
they
with
were
us.
on an island in the middle of the lake. It was really
And off they
stupid,
went.
So they moved on.
Yeah, they moved out, moved somewhere else. Done. Next question.
Dinatlov Pass incident. I don't know if you've heard this. A load
No?
of
What's
mountaineers
this one?
climbed a mountain, got halfway there, then disappeared. When they found, well, they didn't disappear. They were found mostly naked out in the snow with the tents ripped to bits.
Oh, that's the thing apparently with hypothermia. People go slightly mad and take their clothes off because their sensory overload makes them get really, really hot.
Yeah, the tent was ripped apart by bears.
Done. Next one.
Done. The lost lunar Decolong stone.
What?
There's a stone out of place.
Stone Roses
Okay,
have it.
okay.
Next one.
Oh, the stone has 10 commandments written on it, and
Right.
it's in somewhere it shouldn't be, basically.
Top Men. It's that shop in Area 51 with all the boxes and shit. It's in there. Indiana Jones found it.
Cool. Tomb of Alexander the Great. It's got Alexander the Great in it. Oh, we don't know where it is.
All right. Alexandria?
Obviously.
Yeah, next one.
Right, done. King Arthur.
Yeah, what about him?
About him.
All right. So he was king. He's called Arthur.
Done. This
Yeah.
is-
Have you seen Monty
part of
Python,
the
Life, Meaning of Brian, whatever it is?
There was a mansion in Wisconsin called Summerwind. It was built in the 1920s, and whoever lived there had a bad experience.
TripAdvisor.
Done. Next one. The
My
mailing
goodness.
incident. There's Crown Prince Rudolph of Austria had an affair with the Baroness Mary during a family dinner with his parents. He excused himself and left to an imperial hunting lodge called the Mailing. This is where he had invited Mary so he could spend time with her. The next day, when one of the staff knocked on his door, it didn't open. After waiting long enough, they broke the door to find the prince and the Baroness dead. Prince had a gun in his hand, making it seem like a standard murder-suicide, and that's the official story. The prince was in a big fight with his father and his mistress the night before, which caused him to despair.
Aliens. Next.
Done. Taman Shud. I don't even know half of these. Taman Shud means finished in Persian, and how it was all fits together. Blah, blah, blah. In Australia, a man was found washed up on the beach with a final page of a Persian poem which had those words written on it. All we know about him is that he carried a pack of cigarettes, was well dressed, and appeared to be in top physical condition, and had no identification of them. That's easy. Carruthers.
Oh, shit dinghy.
Shit dinghy.
Yeah, we are.
Bad smoker.
Ah, shit dinghy. That sounds like the ancient Navajo name.
Oh,
for
this
Carruthers.
one's quite cool. I don't know if you've heard of this. The Voynich manuscript.
Right.
It is an entire manuscript filled with writings and strange illustrations that no one has been able to decipher. It's written in a completely unknown language that no one knows about.
It's the Junior Encyclopedia of Space in Welsh.
Well, that was
Fucking hell.
easy. That's 10 of them.
Good work.
Wait, is
Chin
that 10?
chin.
Yeah, there's 10.
Yeah, we're a fucking team. Right. Cool.
If anybody has any other unsolved mysteries they would like us to sort out,
Yeah.
you can post them on Facebook, I suppose.
Yeah, put it on the description of this place. Email us at sweetchunks@live.co.uk, I suppose.
And we will answer them.
We will attempt to, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now what?
Don't know, I haven't really planned that far ahead.
All right, fair enough.
How are things with you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I've just solved 10 of the world's most complicated mysteries, so I'm feeling fucking
I can't
fantastic.
believe no one else can work them out.
Yeah, I know. Although, weirdly, the first 3 or 4 were actually sort of like, you know,
Actual mysteries. The other one was just like, a man died.
Yeah.
Who killed him?
it's not fucking Jonathan Creek.
No. Well, actually, it's very Jonathan Creek.
Also, King Arthur is, you know,
I don't know how that was a mystery.
no. It's called mythology, there's a difference.
Or, King Arthur. Someone
It's
just
just
lost
King
their
Arthur.
book. It was a while ago.
There's several books about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Monty Python did a thing about him.
That was a documentary.
Shit.
Yeah. They really did run around with coconuts.
Well, there were no fucking horses in that time anyway, so...
Right, they hadn't been invented. I
No,
think
they
they
had
were
not.
invented by Alexander Horse back
Yeah.
in the 1800s.
When Lily arrived, Lily had just finished work.
Yeah.
She was still in her horse riding stuff.
Yep.
She had a bit of straw, a bit of, horse shit on her and that sort of thing, because, she's post horse work. And, we said that, why did you say that Lily was covered in shit?
Because she rolls around with the horses, teaching them how to be horses.
Because you think that a horse
Instructor
Instructor.
instructs horses. What else
how
do
to
they do?
be horses,
Well, yes.
literally.
Some horses don't know. What if they're abused? What if they're brought up with dogs? There could be a horse that thinks it's a dog. Someone is going to need to teach that horse how to be a horse.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
there is literally no point arguing at some points.
No,
No.
because I'm right.
Yeah,
We have
well-
something in this band called the Universal Constant.
Oh, for God's sake! don't talk about
Yes.
the
The universal constant that sings true
Oh.
across all of the cosmos is Ash wins. And this is true for everything. Thus, in this case, Stuart, what happened here?
What?
What just happened?
I gave up on life.
which roughly works out to what?
Fuck off.
So, I need you to say it.
You don't need me to say it. If you want to, don't.
You know what? I don't need to say it. Do you know
No,
why?
'cause-
Because I win.
There we go. Right, let's
Ash
just move on to the next
wins.
subject.
He's going to chink the mic stand. So he's not going to chink me.
No, I'm fucking not. That actually sounded quite nice in the headphones. That's quite a nice sound. Probably broke the microphone though, but never mind. We'll carry on. Right.
More wine.
More wine. More gin. More gin. Right. Just so everyone knows, we haven't actually planned
Anything.
anything really. Well, there's one thing I'm planning for later on, which is a surprise for Ash. Not really a surprise. I told him about it, so it's not really a surprise at all. It's a thing, but it's an entertaining thing. I think I'll talk about that. But most of this is just sheer nonsense brought on by alcoholism and,
And
our
people
demented
actually
brain.
asked it to do this.
Yeah, so it's your fault. But not.
God knows if anybody actually finds this entertaining.
Yeah. I mean,
And to the 3 people that will listen to this, we thank you.
also, if you can work out what we're talking about, do 2 things. Number 1, if you could inform us what on earth is going on, and 2, seek psychological help. Would be great.
Rather quickly.
I mean, I'm loving it because I'm literally we're just chilling out at the end of
This
the
is
week.
actually what we do.
Yeah, we're just having a drinky at the end of the night. And it was a tough week. Say tough week.
Actually, yeah, it was a pretty tough week.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, work
Do
was,
what?
work was busy.
Really?
No.
No,
No, it's January. I work in a motorcycle shop.
nothing much going on then.
Not at all.
Did you think of like rearranging the shop just for your own imagination?
I don't do that. It's too much work.
You play Clash of Clans all day, don't you?
Yes, I did. Angry Birds, actually.
You've literally gone back around full circle to Angry Birds.
Oh,
Again.
yeah, I can show you.
I don't need to be shown Angry Birds. Don't show me Angry Birds.
You're going to download it now, aren't you? It's going to get stuck in your head. You're
Probably.
gonna realise it's fucking awesome.
Because what's going to happen is I'm going to download Angry Birds because, like a sad twat, I think I'll download a game that I can play with Ash. We can join in together. And then what happens the moment I get it downloaded? You lose interest and move on to the next fucking game.
Because I like to string you along like
Yes, you
some
fuck.
kind of sexy
Because
meat
he's like
puppet.
a small child.
Because yes, you
It's
are.
the attention span of like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't really catch what you were saying, so I'm assuming you were telling me I was awesome. Thank you, Lily. You're lovely.
I was chopping wood. That's what I did this week. Lots of wood chopping.
That's so manly.
Yeah, it is.
Did a CIA helicopter come down from out back and just be like, Stu, we need you to go back into whatever the thing that you did was before? And when you were like, no, I don't do that anymore. Fadunk. That's you chopping wood. And then they were like, but you were the best. And then you were like, no, I don't do that anymore. Fadunk. And then they got back in their helicopter and flew away. And then whatever it was that you did before came and killed your family. And then you were like, damn, I'm going to stop chopping wood. And then you flew off on a broom.
Close, but not quite. I was chopping wood, and then someone came over and said, Stu, we need you. No one else has got these skills. And oh, you're the only man that can do it. And I was like, oh, what do you want me to do? I need you to clean the toilets. I was like, oh, I don't really want to do that. I need you to clean the toilets. Then we got a bloke that does that. No, he's off sick. He don't do that shit no more. We need you to do that shit. I was
Oh
like,
my god, you were the guy that got killed.
No,
Are you dead?
no.
I like wine.
The wine is suiting you. You've got a bit off.
It's gone to my head.
It really has. You're losing control of your own face. It's like running off and forming its own sort of like a self-help group for your own
He's
ears.
done well though. I mean, my face has done well. I mean, it's trying. Sometimes you need to give it a bit of a hand. But I mean, it's got its own family now. It's looking after itself. It's done well. I'm proud of my face. You know, I mean, obviously, I was disappointed that it left. But you've got to just let things go sometimes, and just appreciate that it's got its own life now. It's happy.
You haven't lost the fucking Oscars or anything yet, mate. You didn't have to...
My face.
Your face.
It's kind of more important than the Oscars
Is it?
to me.
Really?
Well, I need it.
Well, I'm sort of more...
I was
worried
attempting
about...
to guilt trip it back with a nice monologue, but you went and fucking ruined it.
Well, it's not attached to your ears, so I couldn't hear it.
Shit.
Yeah. Let's thought, if your face ran off and sort of its own family, it's an important question here, let's go. Would it take the front of your skull with it, then you'd be like a hole, or would it leave the skull to sort of take over light jobs to sort of
I always assumed that you have a bone structure left. I mean, your face is...
wobble off like a sort of tortilla.
Yeah, I mean, they say beauty is only skin deep, and I
Yeah.
assume your face is the
Beautiful bit.
beautiful bit in your skull. Unless you
Skull's fucking terrifying, mate.
yeah, pretty much.
I've had to
Unless you've
stare
got
at it for
some
the last
very
3 days since your face ran off.
specific fetishes.
Yeah. So we're agreeing that it's basically skull ash.
Yeah. Scash.
Scash. Thank you.
Drink.
If you're drinking at home, do drink.
Although I do think you'll be a little lax on that. So if you're drinking at home, down whatever's in your glass.
Oh, for God's sake. My glass is bigger than yours.
I said at home.
All right, I am at home. This is my home.
I'm not.
Oh, for God's sake. Hang on. Right, you talk while I drink. We literally say something. Ask me a question.
So, what was the thing you had to show me? You were very excited about it earlier. You were dancing around the living room.
All right, okay, right. I got to get Wikipedia back up so you can remind me of myself of this bit, right? Like I said, nothing here is pre-scripted at all, apart from the bits when I sort of have to refer to Wikipedia.
Really? Because it was so obvious that everything was very well put together with no gaps and with a clear direction of what you were doing.
I know, it's great, isn't it? Fucking seamless. Now, I found out this thing. I've told you before about the Lake Junction on Radio 3, right?
You have, yes.
Right. I tell everyone in the world about this because I love the Lake Junction.
Sorry.
Beautiful.
Oh, wine!
Yeah, baby. Now, they have a show on Radio 3, which is like, if you can imagine, all the world's recorded music put onto a single massive iPod and put on shuffle. I once listened to one show which had Swedish death metal at the start, then Mongolian throat music, and then afterwards...
What is Mongolian throat music?
It's a weird sort of... from Mongolia.
That's what my radiator sounds like when they're going wrong.
It's also known as like Scandinavian radiator music at the same time. They branch over and work together rather well. Now, the other genre was from a piece of work and from Holidays. It's called Holidays in the Danger Zone. It's held together by the Radio 3 voice. So
Yes.
each song is, and that was the Swedish death metal band Kurvishngadenish. And this next song is some Mongolian throat music by the International Performance to Throat from Mongolia. 20 minutes later. And then next, it would be, we're having this wonderful performance by the Russian composer, and I can't remember the chap's name, is Keith. And so Keith has performed this new piece of music, blending local folk traditions from around the world in areas featuring great traumatic scenes in the last few years. And as a small example of this, comes from his work from Chernobyl. If you listen closely into this record, you'll hear a lone Russian woman singing an old Ukrainian folk song. Also, you'll hear the slight singing of birds. And also, if you listen very closely, the clanging of an industrial worker demolishing firefighting equipment that was used in the Chernobyl accident that has only just become deradiated and been demolished for scrap. And then literally, the next song was that. I'm not, it's no,
That's wonderful.
hand
I
up,
think
it's
I found
no,
out what we're destined to do.
hands over my heart, that is not an exaggeration. I have committed that bit to memory. And it was literally that, and then just occasionally. And in the background, you can literally hear some workers going, kids just going, Colin, get down off that, you fucking idiot. I'm trying to dismantle it. No, put that down. It's fucking irradiated, you twat. But in Russian. And I've loved this show for years. You can get some nights where it's absolute drivel and weird techno crap that's weird rubbish. But some nights you get sublime music that you'd never listen to. Now, one show, they put together this collaboration thing that I came across recently. And it was about a writing technique called Wilipo, which is a movement from France in the 1960s. Now, these guys were making really weird avant-garde crap and creating writing ideas that had constraints, like you could only write in certain stanzas and certain keys, etc. Now, these guys have thought the idea of rewriting existing music by fiddling with the words. And these chaps from Wilipo, which is, I've got to pronounce this correctly, Oeuvre de Literature Potentiale, or roughly meaning the workshop of potential literature. And so these chaps put these songs together and they created a writing formula called N+7. Now what you do is you get a selection of music, and then all the nouns, you swap them round by what you do is you get a dictionary out and say the noun was egg. You find the word egg and then move 7 down.
So
you go down to 7.
I've heard of this.
Now,
It was a while ago.
It's fucking mental. They played a version of Jerusalem on there with this jazz band. It sounded hilarious and it was brilliant. And I've been playing around with it for the last few days, like looking online and looking in dictionaries and stuff. And I found someone's made a generator for these songs.
No way.
And you can actually just put the word in and they will fuck with it.
Just another proof that you can find pretty much
Anything on the internet. For example, if you think back to...
Can't smoke on radio, so I like podcasts.
Podcasts are great. You can smoke and drink on them. But, and swear a fuck ton, because why not? Now, if I take this as an example, right, N+0 is basically how the track is. So I'm going to use the words from Dan Lassac and Scroobius Pip's Thou Shalt Always Kill as an example. Thou shalt not steal if there is direct victim. Thou shalt not worship pop idols or follow lost prophets. Thou shalt not take the names of Johnny Cash, Joe Strummer, Johnny Hartman, Desmond Decker, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Sid Barrett in vain. Thou shalt not think any male over the age of 30 that plays with a child is not their own is a paedophile. Some people are just nice. Now, if we take a look at this all the way down to N+3, so it's 3 down, randomizing, think of it. Thou shalt not steal if there is a direct video. Thou shalt not wound popper ignitions or follow lost prophets. Thou shalt not take the naps of Johnny Castig, Joe Strummer, because some of the words have gone a bit weird, Jimi Hendrix, Barrett in vain. Thou shalt not think any malfunction over the agent of 30 that plays with a chill that is not their own is a paedophile. Some peppermint is just nice. Now, that just sounds a bit weird. But when you get to the point of N+15, where it just goes completely out of the window, and it just sounds like to be honest, some sort of random jazz from the 1930s. Well, it sounds like French blokes fiddling around with lyrics from the 1960s.
Yep.
So Thou shalt not steal if there is a direct vine. Thou shalt not wrench portcullises, imagining or follow lost profits. Thou shalt not take the nations of Johnny Castle, Joe Strummer, any Harmon, in vain. Thou shalt not they shall not think any man over the aide-de-camp of 30 that plays with a chiropodist that is not their own is a paedophile. Some proliferation is just nice. So you could just fuck around with shit. It's absolutely marvellous. Now, I decided to write a song for you. But I'm lazy, so I've actually basically just done one of our own. Because I can. So, look, can you pass us the acoustic guitar? So obviously this is I Would Punch a Bear for You.
Yeah.
So
It actually took me longer than it really should have.
you really had to think about that for a second. Don't worry, I'll go.
I don't play during this bit, so it's fine.
So I've done the same thing. So all the nouns and various bits have been fucked with, and it's gone a bit weird. Bear with me, because I haven't actually played this all the way through. Never mind.
For those at home, please drink now.
I would punt a beatnik for you. Then we'd have to run, 'cause beatniks are fucking huge. I don't have a gusset, and if he catkins us, we're screwed. But I would punch a small beatnik for you.
You know what? I like that better.
It's not bad, isn't it? I would climb a mustache for you.
I mean, that's also true.
It's pretty true, isn't it? Well, not one of the big ones, like Everest or K2. You know some of those hindrances in the Cotswold with an identification creditor, shortage to the torch? That'll do. But I would climb a small mustache for you. It gets weirder. I would do the laxative for you.
I don't know what to say to that.
I'd empty out the drip. I'd do the ironing too. But when it comes to brains, I haven't got a fucking couch and four, whatever that is. But I would do a reasonable portion of the laxative for you. There's a long livelihood of thoughts that I do for you. But there is one thoroughfare, one drifter that cannot come true. I know all of your frights say it's a sensible think tank thing to do. But I won't open a journalist bantam achievement with you. Tiny journalist achievement. Unless I signpost a prenuptial with you. This is one of my favourites. I earn most of the monkey, and I've paid for most of the household. You know I lubricant you, but if this follow-up bang, there goes sovereignty. I don't want to get financially fucked to the artichoke by you. I would punch ball a beard for you.
What?
I know, it gets weirder. Then we'd have to run, 'cause beards are fucking huge. I don't have a gun bone, and if he catechisms, we're screwed. But I would punch ball a bed. I'd irritant your clown too. But I won't open a journey banter. Sorry, I won't open a journey banter acid with you.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, sorry, I did cock that up a few times because I didn't get
It
to
looked
play
difficult, yeah.
it before I actually, you know,
It sounded difficult.
it was an experience. Now, there was a couple of little other words that came up that I didn't put in that because they were the cream, but I got some pretty good, stupid, weird ones that I want to share with you quick. Right,
If you're playing along at home, please squeeze the green pepper.
Now here's a couple of the other ones, which I would climb a mountaineer for you. Not one of the big ones like Everest or K2. You know those hillbillies in the Cotswolds with an iceberg crease shopkeeper like the Topaz? That'll do. This one does sound like the original lyrics that have been transferred into German and then back again. I would puncture a bearskin for you, but then we would have to run because bearskins are fucking huge. I don't have a gunshot, and if he caterpillars us, we're screwed, but I would puncture a small bearskin for you. Oh, this is good. I don't have a guru, and if he Catholics us, we're screwed.
That's deep, man.
That's deep stuff, isn't it? It sounds like weird, edgy poetry. It should have like a boom, dum, dum, ah, yeah, ah, ding, 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 ding. Unless I silhouette a prenuptial for you, I will earn most of the monographed, and I paid for most of the housemaid. You know I lumber you, but if this front banjo goes spar, I don't want to get financially fucked in the artisan by you. This is right. The further down, because you obviously go from one change right the way down to 15, and it just goes completely like 15 words down the dictionary, and it gets to this one, which is just mad. I would pup a butte for you. I would punch a bear all the way down to, I would pup a butte for you. It sounds like a strange sort of like, all right, mate, I'd pup a butte for you. Hey, you slag. So it's basically gone full existential into basically Cockney, which is quite weird. Oh, this is another. This
Oh my
is
god, do you reckon that's how that happened?
possibly. They're basically so far ahead of us culturally, they've just gone into Cockney. So maybe they're a higher form of life. Who knows?
Are you saying that the Cockneys are a higher form of life?
Yes, I am. This is just beautiful. Imagine a Beatnik sort of song. Unless I silo a prenuptial with you, well, I earn most of the monorail, and I paid for most of the houseplant. You know I lump you, but if this foot banknote goes spacesuit, I don't want to get financially fucked in the artisect by you. I don't even know what an artisect is, but it sounds
want to
great.
get fucked in it.
But yeah, so we've worked out one thing that, you know, I have a lot of time on my hands, and number two,
Just slightly.
that's where Beck and Clutch get their lyrics from. Because I recommend
I
it.
realise the next cover we actually do, we're not going to rewrite the lyrics. I'm not going to spend the time doing that.
No, we're just going to do that.
We're just going to do that.
Yeah, just to save time.
Yep.
But seriously, if you guys at home have, it works with pretty much anything, provided you got, because I naturally did Freebird,
Yep.
but that's basically, it's not many nouns in Freebird.
No,
it's just
it's
basically
actually-
telling you what
yeah,
he's doing.
pretty
You know,
much.
if he's a free bird, that's it, bird is the main thing. Everything else is just, I'm off.
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, Freebird is essentially, I really want to do other women.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So I want to do other women and then buy. So I would like to do other wood shelves. I would like to do other
what other
wood
kind
lice.
of one-line songs can you think of?
I don't really know.
I remember you telling me a story about someone that had actually done. Oh no, you did. I think a while ago, wasn't it one-line Dubliner songs, which was just
Oh
old
yeah,
Irish
sum up
folk
a
songs.
song, or sum up music in one line.
Yeah,
Like,
you can do a lot of folk music, like Whiskey in the Jar is I held up someone and then the police turned up.
Yeah.
I
Great,
got
actually.
arrested.
The criminal justice system, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, the Wild Rover.
I used to be a pisshead, now I'm not.
No, that's the Irish Rover is drunk in charge of a boat.
Yep.
Yeah, she shouldn't be doing that. I'm just trying to think of other ones now. That's a good idea. Should have thought about this. This would be one of those things that
Well,
would
you
benefit.
go back to Clutch. This is a quick death in Texas, which I flirted with the wrong woman.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised you were able to actually sort of sum up Clutch in one word, because in one sentence with their lyrics, because they're a bit mad.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just found something quite hilarious. They've done Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds on this this adaptation thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. So, like, picture yourself on a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you'll answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Now, do we go? I was about to say, do we just go to the mad one? But the first one, this is just going on the dictionary, the first word down.
So they should be relatively similar.
It should be. It's fucking not. Piddle yourself on a boater on a rivet with tangled treetops and marmalade skies, because apparently marmalade is not a noun, nor is it a specialist fucking jam. Orange, you arrogant twat. Anyway, somebody calls you, you ant quite slowly, a girlfriend with kangaroo eyeballs. But the thing is, the next line just sounds like a missed verse from this song. Cellophane flower beds of yellow and green towering over you, headache, looking for the girlfriend with a sunbather in her eyeballs, and she's gone. That just sounds like the original song.
That sounds like a really bad day.
Right, now let's crank it up a notch to 15. So this is batshit crazy. Pigpen yourself in a bodyguard on a roasting with tappet tribes and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you anti-climax quite slowly. A glide with catch faces. Oh, weird. That's weird. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds has gone fucking terrifying on N+15. Lucy in the Slat with Dies.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Perhaps the Beatles were really trying to tell us something.
I think so. Nightclub tears apparently on the showing. Wallow to take you away. Climb in the backwater with your headquarters on the coagulates, and you're gone. Fucking hell, Ringo. Jesus. Oh, well, actually, let's go through the different versions of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds because they're fucking great, actually. Just as a bit of a timer. So you got Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. 1. Lucy in the Skydiver with diapers. 2. Lucy in the Skylark with diaphragms. 3. Lucy in the Skylight with diatrists. Lucy in the Skyline with diaries. Lucy in the Skyscraper with diatribes. Lucy on the Slab with dices. Oh, that's a bit
I
Tom
like
Waits.
that, yeah.
Oh, baby. Lucy on the Slab with dices. 7. Lucy in the Slacker with... What the fuck is that word? Bollocks to it. Lucy in the Slag with Dickies. That's a bit terrible. Next one. Lucy in the Shalom with Dictates. Right. Lucy in the Slam with Dictations.
I like that. It's like
That's
a slam poet.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Ow. Lucy in the Slander with Dictators.
Ooh. Controversial.
Lucy in the Slant with Dictatorships. Lucy in the Slap with Dictionaries.
It's like, you will use the correct words or face the consequences.
Lucy.
Suddenly, dictionary.
Lucy in the Slash with Dictums. And then it's the scary, but rather sort of truthful in a way. Ow. Lucy on the Slat with Dies. Pigpen yourself on a trance in a steed with plasticine possessives and looking globe time savers. Suddenly somewhere there at the tweak, the glide with the catch faces. So that's that.
I've decided that the reason I go to a gym
Right.
is because I want a body that my beard can be proud of.
I mean, that's a pretty good beard and a pretty shit body.
Right? It's tiny. I
It's
am the weediest person you've ever seen.
It's like a bush being held up by a noodle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
All
A
right.
wet noodle.
Now
A
we get
wet
bit
noodle
offensive.
that's disappointed all of its family members.
No, I have done that actually. I've actually
Disappointing
done that.
family members.
No, yeah, I literally made a checklist.
Right.
Went through, found all the weaknesses, and was like, yeah, shot kids. No, haven't
Is that
shot
like...
kids.
Whoa.
No, that hasn't happened. I
Really?
Might be. I mean,
Maybe. Might be. Have you had some kind of episode and you can't quite remember murdering someone? That's a bit extreme.
would you be surprised?
No, I wouldn't be.
Exactly. It's not that extreme then, is it?
It is a bit. It just means I'm
Full
numbed.
disclaimer for those listening at home. That hasn't actually happened. That was a joke.
This is the...
I need to clarify that one because that one's a little serious.
We are the sort of people that do need to have a disclaimer of warning. We didn't kill anyone.
Any
That
jokes
was
to
a
the
joke.
contrary are nothing more than that.
Well, you're not going to eat a popcorn.
How does that sound?
Pretty good.
This is less a podcast, more Ash and Stu's adventure with condenser mics.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just saying
We've
pretty
poured
much.
wine. You're eating a poppadom.
Drinking gin.
Drinking gin. Drinking.
Drinking.
Drink.
Oh. I think the microphone picked that up. So, finally my fish are paying attention. Well, next time we do this at your house, we're going to have the degoos.
Yep.
Do
And a
it.
cat.
And a cat. We've got fish and my wife.
Are you putting your wife in the same class as my pets?
Yes. Well, I'm not saying that, I mean, you hold your pets in quite high regard.
Good recovery.
Oh,
Yes.
I may live through the night.
I doubt it, but
No,
yes.
no, I'm not. Oh, she's going to kill me now.
You can't see that, but
No, the hand is going around
she's
my neck.
massaging his neck in a way that isn't conducive to any kind of therapy.
No,
More of a
stop
threat
that.
than anything else.
No, please no. That's the most pathetic noise I've ever done. So,
Stop me because you have a popcorn.
So I think that's pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much all we've got time for, really.
Yeah.
We've natted for a while. I'm not saying we're mental, but we're definitely not right.
definitely not right.
No.
Nice, I know.
Especially when booze is involved.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna finish this glass and then I've done a bottle, which is
Pretty good.
alcohol-wise not great for me.
That's a
but
bit slow.
wine is a bit of a weird one.
So, thank you very much for listening to our inane chatter. If you've enjoyed this and would like us to do it again, or possibly have guests come on, like people who are jolly good fun while drunk and have got some interesting stories,
We
we
will
know a few people.
bring them here.
Bring them on and start
And we will
talking
get them
about
drunk.
Yeah.
And
And if
we
you
will
want,
make them talk about things.
if you have any interesting questions that aren't just one-word things like haberdashery, which is sort of like a more of a political allegiance rather than a... But Yeah, why not? We'll do some sage stuff. If you enjoyed it, let us know. If you've hated it, shut up and keep it to your fucking self. Anyway, this is Drink Along with Sweetchunks. Chin chin. And good night. Please like and subscribe and
Got
follow.
nothing to subscribe to.
I'll set it up
This
later.
isn't YouTube.
It is
Wait,
YouTube.
it might be YouTube. Depends on where we put it.
Yeah.
If this is YouTube, please disregard that last statement.
Yeah, like and share everything on the Sweetchunks fan page. We'll put more stuff up. Thank you.
You probably shouldn't say that was chewing a poppadom.
Oh, fuck it. It's good. It's good radio.